Let's move to Afghanistan, where the recent bomb blasts by Islamic State are raising the spectre of wider conflicts. The explosion come as the Taliban face the daunting task of governing a country shredded by 4 decades of war. Analysts now believe that a stronger and lethal Islamic State can influence events beyond Afghanistan and further destabilize the region. We take a look.
With the return of Taliban's rule in Afghanistan, people in Afghanistan are scared of their rights and lives. The news of targeted killings and extrajudicial executions are coming every day from the country. A large number of Afghans have left the country, but for many poor citizens, crossing the border is not an easy option. They are compelled to struggle in their homeland, no matter what comes next. However, for them, the situation is becoming worse day by day, as a more brutal enemy is posing a threat to their lives. Militants of Islamic State have launched an offensive against civilians and minorities, killing them on a large scale. Recently, Islamic State suicide bombers attacked a Shia mosque packed with worshippers in Kandahar, killing at least 40 people. The attack came only a week after a similar bombing in Kunduz in northern Afghanistan. In both cases, Shia mosques were targeted during Friday services when hundreds of people were present. The newly installed Taliban government, having overthrown the country's Western-backed administration in August, is struggling to contain an invigorated Islamic State. The group has grown increasingly antagonistic in recent weeks, conducting guerrilla-style attacks and bombings. From large-scale suicide blasts to low-intensity targeted attacks on the Taliban, the Islamic State has stepped up in a big way. There is an overwhelming feeling among analysts and journalists covering Afghanistan that in the coming days, hardliners within the Taliban might switch over to the Islamic State. Experts further feel that Islamic State will take the role of major insurgent in Afghanistan, and this may once again attract a number of foreign fighters. Meanwhile, the Taliban is claiming that not recognizing the new government in Afghanistan is benefiting Islamic State. However, major countries in the world are still not in rush to recognize the Islamist group.
Мы находимся, как и большинство других влиятельных в этом регионе стран, в контакте, и мы побуждаем их выполнять те заявления, которые они сделали, когда пришли к власти. В том числе обеспечить инклюзивность правительства не только по этническому принципу, но и по принципу политических убеждений, чтобы весь спектр политических убеждений общества был отражен в составе правительства. И официальное признание пока не обсуждается, и об этом публично было сказано. Новый представитель Соединенных Штатов по Афганистану, господин Уэст, звонил вчера нашему представителю, господину Кабулову, выразил сожаление, что вот так все произошло. Он буквально был накануне московского формата назначен и сказал, что обязательно хочет вступить в контакт и приехать в Российскую Федерацию. Мы будем рады его видеть.
To save their lives, many Afghans who can afford are attempting to cross the border. They are moving to neighboring countries as they see no future in Afghanistan. But the neighboring country, Pakistan, which facilitated Taliban takeover, has now closed its border for common Afghan people. People in Afghanistan are calling on Islamabad to open the border, at least on urgent humanitarian grounds, but Pakistan has defended its move, saying it had by far taken the highest number of Afghan refugees. Meanwhile, reports of smugglers exploiting the situation and taking thousands of money from desperate Afghans have also come in.
دا بارډر چې دی دا 14 ورځې کېږي بند دی. موږ دا 14 ورځې کېږي دلته ورته ناست یو. کله سهار راسو پر 10 بجې وم، سهار پر 8 بجې راسو دلته پر 10 بجې بېرته روان یو. دا وایي چې نه خلاصېږي په 3 میاشتو په 4 میاشتو. څه پیسې چې راسره وې هلته مو ګټلې وې هغه مو ګرده دلې وخوړلې.
The rivalry between Islamic State and Taliban is now a major threat to peace in Afghanistan. Successive bomb attacks have left common Afghans feeling desperate. A fog of uncertainty looms over the country, and people are now stuck between two brutal and violent forces.